Oh yeah, you heard that right. How do you create a kingdom, an online kingdom, sitting at your sitting? How do you create a kingdom? Let me read it for you. How to create your online kingdom subtly? Now, how can you create something that's so online and it has to be subtle? Now, if you see an online business, unless and until you start advertising it, unless and until you go inside the market, nobody knows that you are even working on something. That's the whole part of being so subtle, being an introvert. Okay, that's so great business of idea of a business. Like, okay, let me sit at home, start recording, start publishing, start working so hard on a system. If you take away my system, there's no business for me. That's the power of being subtle. We introverts love to be subtle. Thank you so much for joining on this particular video. We are going to talk about 9 different steps, 9 step-by-step process on how to create your online kingdom subtly. So if you're new to the channel, this is Fazil Hamasha, spelled like Fazal. I have a community of bunch of introverts who wants to become entrepreneurs, and it's so crazy. The whole point of the whole community is like, how can you take an idea to all the way from, how do you go from an idea to an execution part? Like the whole way, the whole journey of an introvert is like, how do you go from an idea to an execution? In this specific video, we are going to talk about 9 small little steps, though I'm just going to talk about the surface level because I cannot even possibly go and talk about depth of these 9 steps, because like every step is a journey in itself. That being said, what's step number 1? Step number 1 is create a WhatsApp group. We'll start small because we are introverts. We get so overwhelmed by doing, not by doing, we just get overwhelmed by thinking. So the step number 1 for you after watching this particular video is what? Create a WhatsApp group. That's all. Step number 1 is like, just create a WhatsApp group, add someone and remove that person. So the whole group is just for you. It's like you're just the member, you're the leader, you're the community member, you're the spokesperson, you're the community member, you're the board of director, you are the entrepreneur. You are just one person inside that particular group. Now, why do I say that you need a group? Is because to polish yourself, to test your own skills. That brings us to point number 2. You start recording audios. In a WhatsApp, you don't have to send it to anyone else. You don't have to say that. It's like, we want to say so subtle yet aggressive. How do you do that? You start small. You start way too small. Like, you create a WhatsApp group, then you start recording audios of whatever you love talking about, or whatever you're passionate about, whatever you feel is important for you to express those thoughts, so that an idea is being executed, an idea is being practiced, an idea is being vocalized, so that you get confidence in what you're trying to say. You get confidence on who you are. Like, how do you want to do that sales speech, stuff like that. I'll tell you one thing. We talk to ourselves when we're riding, when we are driving, when we are taking a shower, when nobody's around us. We love talking to ourselves. Now, you just have to talk about those things in a voice note. That's all. Like, you just hit that record button, start talking about it. Start recording audios and videos, so that it's just polishing what type of business do you want to create, what do you want to practice so often that you want to start making money in that. For example, if you are into calligraphy, if you are into signature, if you are into home gardening, or whatever that is, whatever you're doing, start vocalizing, and not just vocalizing on the floor, vocalizing and documenting it just for yourself. Because when we are going to record online courses tomorrow. So once you're recording online courses, that needs courage, that needs confidence, that needs, you need to overcome so many self-limiting beliefs that you have, that we have, that when I tell you, it's like, okay, go record online courses, you are just not able to do that because you don't have practice, you did not wander. So just to do those things, it's like the step number 2 talks about, just record audios and videos just for the thought process. Point number 2. Point number 3, when you do those things, you gain confidence, you do practice, you vocalize things that's within you. Now, the more you vocalize, the more crisper it gets. The more often you say one single thing, the better you get at conveying that simpler thing in a very crisp and precise manner. For example, if I ask you to tell a story of a movie that you really love, you will take probably 30 minutes talking about the whole movie, and the more I ask you and the more you start sharing the whole movie story, from 30 minutes you'll come all the way to 3 minutes and then 30 seconds. Because repetition, the more you do it, the better you get at. Law of science, something like that, law of science. The 4th one, now since you started recording, you started getting that confidence and that practice, and that's your inner world where nobody has access to. Great. now that you got access, now that you got confidence, you'll have a feeling, you'll have a responsibility where, okay, you will feel what I'm doing is just going for waste. What I'm now going to start doing is this one thing that I've shared in a group that I just have access to. Now what I'm doing is I'm just going to publish it on YouTube and a podcast. The world needs to hear what I have to say, because of that will happen only when you have practice. You are so confident with yourself. Now again, this is going to take a lot of journey and practice and vocalizing, stuff like that. Now once you do this very frequently, you will make that move by yourself. You don't need to say, like, nobody has to say when that move have to take. You will take, like, okay, what I'm doing is great, I have to start letting people know what I'm doing. Boom. Now once that shift takes place, you are going to go on an obsession fuel, you are going to go on a jet fuel, which is going to take you so fast, and it's just going to boost your journey. Point number 4 was this, like, now you graduate from just by yourself to the world, YouTube and podcast. Fifth one, now since you started rolling out content on YouTube and podcast, now context being and point being, you are not going there for subscribers, followers, views, comments, none of that. You are just going out there, like, instead of just vocalizing and keeping it to yourself, you are not doing it in the public area. But again, you are not there for, you're creating just long-term assets. You're just creating so long-term assets where the focus is money, but in a long run, not short-term. We don't want views, we don't want likes, you just want to document what you have learned. And over a period of time, we are using so many systems and tactical part and strategies to send that video or that particular idea that you have discussed in a video. We are going to link it and send it directly to the people who need it. That is the focus, not so many views and zero money. We are not playing that game. Now, since you started rolling out so much of content on YouTube and podcasts and blogs and stuff like that, not reels, not shorts, but on a long-term basis, when you create those assets, now based on the pattern that you like, okay, I thought I was great at this one thing, but what I'm actually recording is this part of the world. Great. So now since you've got that pattern of people asking you questions, for example, or you gaining clarity in the thing that you've done, based on that pattern and a structure, you start creating 3-day course that goes as a bonus. That you start creating 3-day course that's like a main course for you and the main product for you. The second step, you create bonuses that goes with the 3-day products. Now, to say what I'm saying, you need to refer to other few videos here and there in the channel itself, because I've given in depth. I'm just going on the surface level, so that the points that I'm touching is already covered in so many different and detailed versions. Like, how do you create a 3-day course? How do you create a bonus? What price do you need to have? How do you need to start pitching? What are the elements that you need to have in a sales video, something like that? Those things are you just have to window shopping. Do the window shopping in the channel and you'll get answers to that, because everything is created somewhere or the other. You create a 3-day course. That's your level 1. Plus, you need to create bonuses of it, because what will you buy? A chocolate, or buy 1 get 3 chocolate free, a bundle. So you need to create bonuses for us. Like, if you're covering signatures, you talk to people, okay, why is the mindset you need to have great signature, the skills you need to have a great signature, the strategies that you need to have a great signature, and a 4-day challenge of a great signature, like that. So you need to have a couple of bonuses. It just like it works. It goes like it goes in the bundle psychology. Then 6th point. Then once you create the mindset part of it in your level 1, you move to level 2. What's in level 2? Action. Now that you've learned, okay, why I need to have 6-pack abs is so important. Point number 1. Okay, I need to take care of my body. I need to take care of my mindset. I need to take care of my diet. I need to take care of when do I work out, what do I work out. So since that things are clear in my level 1, in level 2, what I'm going to teach, what I'm going to talk about or teach about or coach about, like, okay, do this, you get 1 ab. You do that, you get 2nd ab. You do this, you get 4th ab. You do this, you get the shapes. You do this, you will have that slight aesthetic look that you wanted, or probably an actor's new, anything that works. That's how you create a 30-day course, and then with it you create bonuses. 7th point. Now, since you've got content on social media, since you've got now content on your online courses, 30-day challenge, since everything is ready, from your end. Now what you have to do, you need to start creating a website, you need to get a GST, you need to get email sequences ready, you need to get funnels. Since you've got content ready, now you need to step into systems, because systems are going to take your content and take it and it's going to, systems are going to work for you. In other words, systems are going to work for you, because you are not going to go out there and like, okay, this is the product that I've built, this is the course that I've built. No, systems are going to do it for you. It is going to take you way faster than you expected. You are not going to send one single email. You're not going to send tens and hundreds of emails to everyone that gets in your list. You don't do that. What do? You set one email and send that email to tens and hundreds of thousands of people that you have in your email sequences. You just do once and forget, and tweak it later on. Not just forget, tweak it and monitor it later on. You get into system. Point number 8. Since now that you have set your online courses, your platforms are up and running, you have systems, you have automations, the tools are talking to each other. Since you have said that, the next step is getting inside where? You go inside a market. Arnold Schwarzenegger said, work hard and then advertise. I'm like, dude, you have summed up the whole business idea in 2 words. First, you work hard, create your whole thing, create your online kingdom so subtle that the world doesn't even know that you exist. The world doesn't even know what idea you have. But you have taken an idea, flooded on social media with your content, created online courses, both level 1, level 2, level 3. You've kind of created the whole thing. You got into systems, you bought tools, you invested in tools. The whole business, the whole kingdom is literally set. Now you just have to monitor things, tweak, refine and evolve as you go. Then you do what? You get into Facebook advertisements, Google advertisements, Instagram advertisements. Go start flooding those platforms with your advertisements. You know why? Because people, now that you've created, you go out there and select it. Dude, if you want to learn these things, okay, jump into bandwagons. Like, I've got a community of people who are introverts who want to lose weight. Great, come here. You want to learn handwriting? Great. You want to learn algebra? Great. You want to learn finance? Great. You want to learn this copywriting? Great. You want to go travel solo? You need to learn things when you want to learn you travel solo. Great. So like, you keep on get people. Advertisements is going to showcase what you have done already. Now, since you have worked so hard, now you go out, and again, it has to be subtle. How do you go and subtle? Because you're not going to show the whole thing to 8 billion people. You're just going to say that I've got this product to a specific targeted audience that you're going to talk about. That small little world that I just talk to introverts who want to build businesses, not the introverts who are into jobs or who are students or who are old, or it's like, I just introverts who want to build online businesses from a specific age category to a specific age category, who have a certain financial status, a financial stability. Because I cannot go and pitch my products to who are not decision makers, who are still students, who are struggling to find a job or something. Like, that's not my audience. My audience is specifically the focus. I don't want to talk to the whole world. I just want to talk to this particular industry. That's all. So you advertise and you market yourself. Point number 9. You run webinars. Since now you are doing advertisements, you do what? You run webinars and start making money. Now, these things, we have come to a conclusion of 9 different steps. Now, each and every step is a journey in itself. As I've mentioned before, you have to just write these steps down, match the following sort of a thing with the whole across the YouTube videos that I have gone, and you'll be able to get results. Now, for that, you need to spend so much of time. If you don't want to spend time and you just want to invest in a course which has got everything so structured, there will be a link down below where you can be a part of the academy, a community called the Academy of Artists and Scientists, where we are a bunch of introvert entrepreneurs, where we go from 0 to 50,000, again 5 to 50 lakhs, 5 to 5 lakhs and 5 to 50 lakhs, where it's all about art and science. How can I have fun by involving myself? How can I apply right, precise and direct results, direct action, so that I get a specific result that I'm predicting? Based on that, the whole business model, the whole entrepreneurship is kind of designed. So if you're interested, when you're interested, there's a link down below. Click the link, you'll be a part of that particular community. Thank you so much for making this video, me and this particular topic a part of your day. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in another video. High five. It has to be like this. High five.
قد كان بالسقم دهرا طريق تقال